Welcome back to Working Class Dog Garage. Today I'm doing a front differential service on my 13 Silverado, so I thought I'd bring you along and see how that works. Alright, so down in here is the differential. Drain plug is right here. Looks like it takes a 3/8 drive ratchet. And then up here is the fill plug. I went ahead and loosened that. I did need to use a breaker bar to get that loose. And what's kind of nice about this is that it does have a nice big fill port there, which would make it easier to get the oil back in. One of the rules that I always follow when I'm doing a differential service or any kind of gearbox service, I always make sure I can get the fill plug out before I take out the drain plug. That way you know you can get oil back in it before you take it out, in case you need your vehicle to to get somewhere for parts or need it for use. So we got that out. We'll go ahead and take out the drain plug here. So I gotta grab my drain pan. Alright, so I'll take my breaker bar here, get this oriented so I can get it into the plug. Should get that in there as far as I can so I don't strip it out. Let's see if I can break that loose. Oh, that's not bad at all. Just grab the ratchet. Take that loose the rest of the way. Big old drain pan here. It's 5 times as big as it needs to be for this job. And I'll take the plug out. Drain it out. Looks a little dark. Not bad though. I do think this looks like a magnetic drain plug. And there's a little bit of fine stuff on there, but not bad. I've never changed this oil. I have just about 60,000 miles on this truck, and this is the first time that I've changed it. I don't use the 4-wheel drive a whole lot, other than when I need it in snow or slippery ground. So this doesn't see a whole lot of use. I know the axles are turning in there, but they're not really under much load or doing much. So I haven't worried about it too much. I did do a break-in oil change on the rear end, I think around 8,000 or 9,000 miles. But I haven't done anything with this one, so that's not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll get that cleaned up and we'll get some oil back in it once that all drains out. So one of the things I like to do when I have a magnetic drain plug like this is take a rag and just kind of take my finger first, kind of work my way through it. And basically what I'm doing is just kind of looking to see how much is there, and also if there's anything that is chunky in it that, you know, would look like something coming apart. Little shards of metal, or if you find any little balls or rollers out of balls or roller bearings, that wouldn't be good. This just all looks like fine powder that would have come off as the gears broke in and rubbed against each other. I know sometimes when you buy a set of gears, like aftermarket gears, if you're changing gears in your differential or replacing something, they come with a coating on that kind of helps them seat in and wear in together. I don't know if new vehicle manufacturers use that or not, but that almost looks like what this is to me. So I'd call that a pretty normal looking magnetic plug in a differential. So looks good. Okay, so according to the owner's manual here, according to the owner's manual here, the front axle in the 1500 series, they recommend the 80/90 axle lubricant. I have this synthetic 75/90 from when I did the rear axle break-in change. It's recommended for the rear axle. I'm going to use that in the front as well. I don't think that's going to cause a problem. I think the synthetic will be a little bit more stable at all temperatures. They don't require it for the front, but I don't think that's going to hurt anything. This does have the friction modifier in it for if it was a limited slip, although I'm pretty sure the front differential in this is not. So it should work just fine. Now I just have to get this into this. One thing I did think was interesting in the manual is it recommends when it is cold to add fluid, so it's 1/8 of an inch below the fill plug, and when it's warm you should add enough to raise the level to the bottom of the fill plug. So I guess we'll put just enough in so it's just below the bottom of the fill plug there. So the way that I usually do this is I have this little tool that attaches to the top of the bottle. I got this at an auto parts store years ago. It just has the bottom that screws on. This yellow part here rotates somehow. There we go. It rotates to a little valve that will close and open this, so you actually can shut it off so it doesn't spill everywhere. But the more important thing is it has this plastic tube on it so that you can put this in the differential fill and then locate the bottle wherever you need to, so it can be upside down and actually get the oil coming out of it. There may be room in here to finagle that bottle up in there and have it work, but it would be really tight. So this really helps. I don't know if I can get a video of me actually getting the oil in there or not, but I will see what I can do. Alright, so here's how this works. The end of the hose is in the fill for the differential. Oh, I do need to put the drain plug back in yet. That would certainly help. And then the hose is going to run up this way over the tie rod to the valve and the bottle that is up here in a semi-downward position. So hopefully I can get the oil from there down into the fill plug. So I will get the drain plug back in and then hopefully get this filled up. Alright, so I got my drain plug in, and I put just about 2 quarts in, I think. I started with a half. So I think it was just about 2, I'm not exactly sure, and it is full. It's dripping out, which is actually a little fuller than it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 1/8 below the hole there, but I'm comfortable with that much of an overfill. I'm going to let that drip out till it's done. Then I'll put the plug back in, and she should be good to go.